Hello. Do you remember the Reader's Digest? In it, there was a section called Laughter is the Best Medicine. I was given loads of copies by a friend years ago, and of course they used to be in every doctor or dentist waiting room. Silly jokes, funny stories, they made us smile. Not a bad thing when you're waiting to see a doctor. However, if you've read Umberto Eco's The Name of the Rose, you'll know that an elderly blind monk, Jorge of Burgos, condemns laughter as disruptive. Did Jesus laugh? Well, I found this online. The Bible does say that God laughs. In the Psalms, it's a derisive laugh. When the kings of the world set themselves against God and take counsel against God, it says that he who sits in the heavens shall laugh. God will hold them in derision. It's a sort of ha kind of laughter. It's not a jovial response of happiness, but nevertheless it is laughter. In the wisdom literature of the Old Testament, for example in Ecclesiastes, we're told that certain things are appropriate at certain times. There's a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to build, a time to tear down. There's a time to dance, a time to sing, a time to laugh, and a time to cry. Since God has in his seasons appointed appropriate times for laughter, and Jesus always did what was appropriate, it would seem that when it was time to laugh, he laughed. Different cultures have different ways of being humorous, and Jesus used one form of humour that we call sarcasm. In his responses to Herod, for example, he called him a fox and made other statements that had a touch of Oriental humour to them. The picture of Jesus that we find in the Gospels is one of a well-rounded, magnetic personality. He carried children in his arms, and what child wants to be around someone who never laughs? That's in Mark chapter 10. He was accused of being too joyful on occasion in Luke chapter 7. He told John's disciples that it was not a time for mourning, Matthew 9. Jesus evinced a sense of humour in his teaching. His discussion of the log in one's eye is a purposeful exaggeration, and a light-hearted one at that. That's Matthew chapter 7. Also, the incongruous image of a camel going through the eye of a needle contains humour, Matthew 19. This is said to refer to a little gate in Jerusalem which opened after the main gate was closed at night, and no camel would be able to pass through it. Jesus encouraged joyful laughter, most famously in the Beatitudes, recorded in Matthew 5 and Luke 6. Jesus said, "Blessed are you who weep now, for you shall laugh." Jesus spoke of rejoicing in his parables in Luke 15. The lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son were all found. The result in each case was great rejoicing. Even more telling is that Jesus told these stories as illustrations of the joy before the angels of God over one sinner who repents, Luke 15. These are all references I've found online and checked them out in my Bible that you might like to read. Humour is important, and it's an important ingredient in our general ability to live normally. Without it, daily stresses could become unmanageable. So let's ask God to help us keep our sense of humour, to see the funny side, but to keep a sense of perspective and judge what is funny and what is unkind or hurtful to another person. Amen.